Hey everybody. Okay, this one's for all my, well, conspiracy buff friends, I guess. I'm gonna try not to draw any conclusions, and I'm not saying that this is true by any means. I just found this really interesting. I know a lot of people think that Disney is, well, some people think Disney is satanic. Some people think that Disney is, twisting the minds of the children and subliminally advertising. I mean, all this stuff, and a lot of it's probably true as far as the advertising. But there's also a conspiracy about the originality of Walt Disney and him being involved as a Mason and. For example, Disneyland has a place called Club 33. A lot of people, think it's a 33rd degree Mason, but some people say it's the original 33 vendors that were in the park. Then you could say, why were there 33 vendors in the park? Conspiracies go on and on. So, I'm watching a cartoons and with my kid, and he wants to watch a skeleton cartoon. So I start clicking on random old cartoons. I like the old Merrie Melodies, I think they are, from the 1920s and 30s. And I found one from 1929, and it's called The Skeleton Dance. If you want to look it up on YouTube, you can find it. And it's Merrie Melodies, The Skeleton Dance. It's 1929, and I wasn't looking for anything in it, but all these weird connections started appearing. And as soon as I saw the skull and crossbones, it just threw me off. There's a skeleton in it that jumps up. First, there's an owl. It starts off the whole cartoon. It's like 5 minutes. It starts off with an owl, and it pans away from the owl, and the owl is major symbology within, like, say, the Bohemian Grove. They burn in the owl effigy. It's a Masonic symbol, and a symbol of wisdom, a symbol of what. There's all kinds of different ideas on, each person takes away from it, but. I've heard a lot of different funny conspiracies and a lot of different reasonable ones, but like I said, I'm not drawing any conclusions here. I'm just putting it out there. So the skeleton, first there's this owl, and then it goes down to these cats that are spitting back and forth, and then the skeleton comes up on the gravestone, and then he sits there with his arms crossed, and then it highlights the bones, the skull and crossbones, and it goes ha ha ha. Then he jumps off, right? And then he gets kind of freaked out by the owl. I think he takes his head off and he throws it at the owl. And the owl sacrifice is part of that culture. So I don't know. It made me think about whether, there's really any credence to some of these things. I've found a lot of interesting symbolism, which a lot of people call Illuminati symbolism, whatnot. I don't get involved because it's way too much for me, because I'm also aware that the human mind is an intense place and not only sees what it wants to see, but manifests things that in a way that time doesn't exist, blah, blah, blah. We've got all these different, everything's happening at once. Everything that can happen has happened and will happen is foreseen. Fate and free will and all that stuff, that's all speculation, and I'm not I'm not the kind of person who can draw conclusions by saying because I saw a pyramid somewhere that it's an Illuminati owned company or something. I'm not like that. I just can't do it. I'm not going to say that it's not true. I'm just going to say that I'm not going to get involved. But this one really got me thinking, and the only thing that really got me is after I watched it and I Googled it, and I started Googling. I Googled Disney, and then I started to type skull S, and it came up with skull and crossbones. So I was, okay. Didn't correlate to that video directly, but check it out for yourself. I don't know if you're one of the people that are into that kind of stuff. I just thought somebody might find it interesting if they're into that kind of research and they want to put it to use. Anyway, peace out.